Magnetic fields don't exist, and I'm about to prove it using the most revolutionary physics experiment ever. Right now, as you read this sentence, you believe magnets create invisible magnetic fields that attract and repel other magnets. You think there are two separate forces in nature, electricity and magnetism, that somehow work together but remain fundamentally distinct. But here's the truth that will shatter everything you think you know about the forces that govern reality. There is no such thing as a magnetic field. There is no magnetic force. What you call magnetism is actually electricity viewed from a different reference frame. The entire concept of separate magnetic fields is a useful fiction that hides the deeper electromagnetic unity of the universe. Feynman discovered this mind-bending truth through his electromagnetic field theory work. In the Feynman Lectures on physics, he revealed that electricity and magnetism are not two forces. They are one unified electromagnetic field that appears different depending on your motion through space-time. And the implications completely demolish everything you learned about magnets in school. Your refrigerator magnets aren't creating magnetic fields. They're creating disturbances in the unified electromagnetic field that you interpret as magnetism because you're observing them from a nearly stationary reference frame. But if you could observe those same magnets while traveling at high speed relative to them, you would see purely electric phenomena. The magnetic attraction would transform into electric attraction right before your eyes. This isn't speculation, it's the fundamental insight that led Einstein to special relativity. What looks like magnetism in one reference frame becomes electricity in another reference frame moving relative to the first. But it gets stranger, much stranger. The magnetic field lines you learn to visualize around magnets, those curved lines extending from north to south poles, don't actually exist in space. They're mathematical conveniences that help us calculate electromagnetic effects. Real electromagnetic fields don't have direction lines or field boundaries. They exist as unified disturbances in the electromagnetic medium that fills all of space, creating effects we observe and categorize as either electric or magnetic based on our reference frame. When you sprinkle iron filings around a magnet and see them align into beautiful curves, you're not seeing magnetic field lines made visible. You're seeing tiny pieces of iron becoming temporarily magnetized by electromagnetic field disturbances and aligning with the local electromagnetic field gradient. The lines are artifacts of your observation method, not features of the electromagnetic field itself. Think about what this means for everything you believe about magnetic forces. Every magnetic levitation demonstration, every compass needle pointing north, every electric motor spinning, none of it involves a separate magnetic force. They're all electromagnetic phenomena that appear magnetic only because you observe them from reference frames where the electromagnetic field disturbances create effects you interpret as magnetic rather than electric. But here's what's even more mind-bending about the nature of electromagnetic fields. Special relativity reveals that electric and magnetic phenomena are different aspects of a single four-dimensional electromagnetic field tensor. Just as length and width are different projections of spatial distance, electricity and magnetism are different projections of electromagnetic field strength. When you move relative to an electric field, part of that electric field transforms into what appears to be a magnetic field from your new reference frame. When you move relative to a magnetic field, part of it transforms into an electric field. The boundary between electric and magnetic depends entirely on your motion through space-time. There's no objective distinction between them, only different ways the same electromagnetic phenomena appears to observers in different states of motion. A charged particle at rest creates a purely electric field. The same particle moving at constant velocity creates both electric and magnetic components from the perspective of a stationary observer. But from the particle's own reference frame, it still creates only an electric field. The magnetism exists only in the relationship between the moving charge and the stationary observer. Wait, there's something even more disturbing about electromagnetic field unity in reality. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction reveals that changing electric fields create magnetic fields, and changing magnetic fields create electric fields. But if electric and magnetic phenomena are the same thing viewed from different perspectives, what does this reciprocal creation actually mean? The answer demolishes the concept of separate field generation. Electromagnetic fields don't create each other. A unified electromagnetic disturbance propagates through the electromagnetic medium, appearing to have electric and magnetic components that generate each other when viewed from reference frames that aren't moving with the disturbance. Light waves aren't oscillating electric and magnetic fields generating each other as they propagate. They're unified electromagnetic disturbances in the electromagnetic field medium, appearing to have separate electric and magnetic oscillations only when observed from reference frames where the electromagnetic wave is moving. From the reference frame of the electromagnetic disturbance itself, if such a perspective were possible, there would be no oscillation and no apparent separation into electric and magnetic components. Feynman understood that this electromagnetic unification reveals something profound about the nature of physical forces. What appear to be different phenomena are often just different aspects of unified underlying realities viewed from limited perspectives. And here's the final truth that will demolish your understanding of magnetic forces forever. If magnetic fields don't exist as separate entities, and if all magnetic phenomena are electric phenomena viewed from different reference frames, then every technology that seems to depend on magnetism actually depends on relativistic effects of electric fields. Electric motors work because moving electric charges in wire coils interact electromagnetically with moving electric charges in permanent magnets, creating forces that you observe as magnetic attraction and repulsion from your nearly stationary reference frame. But there are no actually magnetic interactions occurring. There are only electromagnetic field disturbances created by moving electric charges, with the apparent magnetic forces emerging from the relativistic transformation of electric field effects. Magnetic resonance imaging works because atomic nuclei behave like tiny electric current loops. When exposed to electromagnetic field disturbances, these nuclear electric current patterns align and realign, creating signals that medical equipment detects and converts into images. But no magnetic fields are involved, only electromagnetic field disturbances interacting with electric current patterns at the atomic level. Even Earth's magnetic field is generated by electric currents flowing in the molten metallic core. Moving electric charges create electromagnetic field disturbances that extend into space, appearing magnetic from our surface reference frame, but remaining fundamentally electromagnetic in nature. The northern lights result from electromagnetic interactions between solar wind electric charges and electromagnetic field disturbances surrounding Earth. The beautiful aurora displays are electromagnetic phenomena appearing magnetic only because we observe them from a nearly stationary terrestrial reference frame. This connects to Feynman's deepest insight about physical forces. Apparent multiplicity often conceals underlying unity. What seem like different forces are frequently different manifestations of the same fundamental phenomena observed from different perspectives or under different conditions. The you that thinks magnetic forces exist is observing unified electromagnetic field phenomena from a limited reference frame that creates the appearance of separation between electric and magnetic effects. Right now, as you process these words, your brain's electrical activity is creating electromagnetic field disturbances that would appear magnetic to observers moving at high speeds relative to your head. But from your own reference frame, your thoughts are purely electrical processes. The potential magnetism exists only in the relationship between your brain's electromagnetic activity and hypothetical observers in different reference frames. When you use magnetic devices, you're not harnessing separate magnetic forces. You're utilizing electromagnetic field effects that appear magnetic from your nearly stationary reference frame while remaining fundamentally electromagnetic in their underlying nature. Your entire experience of magnetism is an artifact of your reference frame, not a feature of objective physical reality. Let's return to where we started. Magnetic fields don't exist. Does that make sense now? You're not surrounded by separate electric and magnetic forces. You exist within a unified electromagnetic field system that creates the appearance of distinct electric and magnetic phenomena depending on your reference frame and motion through space-time. The magnets on your refrigerator, the compass in your car, the electric motors in your appliances, all of them operate through unified electromagnetic field effects that appear magnetic only because you observe them from reference frames where electromagnetic field disturbances create effects you interpret as separate magnetic forces. There is no magnetism independent of electromagnetism. There are no magnetic fields separate from electromagnetic fields. There are no magnetic forces distinct from electromagnetic forces observed from particular reference frames. Tomorrow, when you see magnets attracting each other, remember you're witnessing unified electromagnetic field disturbances interacting in ways that appear magnetic from your reference frame while remaining fundamentally electromagnetic in their deeper nature. The separation between electricity and magnetism is a perspective-dependent illusion that conceals the underlying electromagnetic unity of all electric and magnetic phenomena. As Feynman understood, the deepest truths about physical reality often reveal that apparent multiplicity conceals fundamental unity. Magnetism might be the perfect example. What seems like a separate force is actually electricity viewed from a different reference frame. You are not experiencing separate electric and magnetic forces. You are experiencing unified electromagnetic field effects that create the illusion of force separation through your particular motion and perspective within spacetime. The fields are unified, the forces are unified, only your reference frame creates the appearance of separation between electric and magnetic phenomena in the underlying electromagnetic reality. This electromagnetic unity reveals something profound about the nature of scientific understanding itself. For centuries, humans observed electric and magnetic phenomena as separate forces because we lack direct access to high-speed reference frames where their unity becomes obvious. Our earthbound perspective naturally divides unified electromagnetic field effects into seemingly separate electric and magnetic categories, creating scientific theories that reflect our limited observational reference frame rather than the deeper electromagnetic unity. The history of electromagnetic theories shows science discovering this hidden unity. You are learning how your observational perspective shapes understanding of unified phenomena that appear separate only because of your motion through spacetime. Every magnetic phenomenon you observe is actually unified electromagnetic field effects appearing magnetic because of your particular reference frame. As Feynman knew, the universe is far more unified than our perspective suggests.